Today, we're going to talk about Raiders and their role in episode 2, because you see, we don't just think that Raiders are just going to be another group of attackers and stuff. No, they will have significant roles in this episode and coming ones as well. So strap in, because you're coming along for Raiders' theory and role in episode 2 of Telltale's The Walking Dead final season. Let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Nicole, the narrator from SmackNPie, and you're watching The Guy Gaming Show. And before we begin, please do us a huge favor by telling us your favorite games in the comments. If there's anything you'd like us to cover other than Walking Dead, it'd be really appreciated. Alright, so let's start with episode 1. You see, back when Marlon, Violet, and Brody mentioned about Raiders, no one knew that their role had significance. When in the end, Brody mentions that Marlon traded Sophie and Minerva, the lost twins, because he was ashamed of something, and that he had to trade for the school's safety. Not only that, when Violet, Clem, and Lewis, alongside AJ, went outside the safe zone for food, Clem met this Abel guy, who's a total creep. Plus, Telltale throws 2 big details about him already. 1, that he smokes cigarettes, and 2, he has different colored eyes. Now, Abel is our go-to guy for these raiders, and allow me to explain. You see, whether you choose to go fishing with Violet and Brody, or hunting with Asim and Lewis, both situations end with us realizing that there is someone else, slowly making their way into the safe zone. Remember when Clem asked why they can't go outside the safe zone? Marlon mentioned that people die. Well, people die not because of some zombie attacks or something like that, but because outside the safe zone, the potential threat of raiders attacking is much more. It's insane how people overlook these details. To us, it's crucial. I mean, think about it. All the school kids are capable of defending themselves, and they're good in fighting as well. So going outside safe zone doesn't mean that, hey, there's a herd out there and we're gonna die, so let's not go. Also, let's not forget that the raiders, specifically Abel, made his way inside our safe zone. Yeah. Technically, we went outside too, but they were the ones who made our way in first, messed with our traps, left the smoke as a sign, and went away. Which lead us to our second point, and it's important. You see, Marlon's role was huge in all of this. Apparently, Brody and him were the only people who knew what was going on between the Raiders and the school. They traded Sophie and Mini in exchange for the school's safety. Now, let's talk about this in detail. Why the heck would Raiders trade humans, specifically girls? I mean, they could have been like, okay, we'll trade weaponry or food share or safe zone areas, etc., but they went specifically for 2 girls at random. Or is it random? Here's a detail we'd like to add. Telltale has been messing with our minds throughout episode 1. Remember, Violet told Clem that Sofia Mini went out for scavenging and they were killed by walkers. That really doesn't sound like them. The fact that Brody knew all of this, that's what led us to our third point, which is, and get ready for it, there's a bigger picture here. These raiders aren't just adults and creepers that are running around here and there, robbing and trading innocent girls. There's more to this, and we're here to explain it all. First, let's finish out why they traded Sophie and Mini. There are countless theories regarding this, but the one that really stands out is, well, it's kinda dark. But look at Abel. The guy's a total creep. He looks like a pedo too. It's not an accusation. Look at his behavior around Clem. The way he was talking to Clem. You don't need any evidence or proof that, hey, he's a pedo, etc. When you ask him where's his group, he denies. He responds with, I'm alone. And we don't believe that. You see, it's been a year since Sophie and Mini were traded. Is there a possibility that they were used for messed up stuff? Totally. But at the same time, we also came to the conclusion in our Sophie and Mini discussion video that there's also a possibility that either of them or both are alive. However, in pretty bad shape. Now, here's the thing. In the Walking Dead universe, if there's a group that's running smooth, there's always sketchy and shady politics going on behind them. Remember Richmond? Same with Erickson. But this one is messed up, considering that for their safety, they traded 2 innocent girls. We're not going to be surprised at all. If we found out that in episode 2, both twins were used for messed up stuff, and more specifically they were traded to another group, this entire thing is sketchy. That's what makes it all good. Now, that leads us to our fourth point. These raiders will include familiar faces, and people that are going to change the outcomes for Clem and the rest of the school kids. Now, do we think that Lily is a part of the Raiders? Totally. Do we think she's the leader? It's 50-50, because through audio leaks, you can't make sure that either she's with us or against us. Because, believe that, at one point, she might need our help. Both situations will change the whole story. Now, alongside Lily within the Raiders, there are going to be other familiar faces. Not trying to spoil anything, and we're not going to do it, just know this. When we face the Raiders, it's gonna be interesting. Lily remembering Clem, that is, if she's with the Raiders, more familiar faces which you can turn into your side because it's inevitable. Raiders are going to attack, period. Also, your choice of letting Abel take food or attack him will come into play. It's gonna be huge. Alongside that, since Marlon and Brody are not there anymore, you, Clem, have to step up to the charge. And believe it or not, there will be a Lewis/Violet choice in the end, so get ready for more emotional rides. Emotional both as in left side and getting emotional in another way. One more thing, there's also a possibility of them giving us a choice to negotiate or fight back. Negotiating would mean another trade or something like that, but with Lily. This is going to be pretty interesting because think about it. Marlon was ashamed of something, which led to trading in the first place. Now that Lily's there, I hope, and from our side Clem, as an in charge, this is going to be one heck of a standoff. It fascinates us how Telltale, without spoiling too much, has put us into a situation where even if we think we know everything, we don't. The fact that the chances of Sofia Mini coming back are still huge and the school getting captured, episode 2 is going to be one heck of an episode. And as mentioned before, this season has potential to top the first one, and we really hope so. But with that being said, that's it for today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video and want to see more, hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm Nicole, and until next time, take care and keep gaming.